Hello, welcome to another lesson. In this lesson, we are going to be diving into Linux command line essentials for security. And I'll be using Ubuntu Server. I already have that installed, but if you're yet to install that, you can check one of my previous videos titled How to Install Ubuntu Server on VirtualBox. The Linux command line is extremely powerful. It allows you to navigate the file system, manage files and directories, search for information, view system resources, and perform administrative tasks. As a cybersecurity professional, you are going to spend a lot of time in the terminal analyzing logs, investigating incidents, managing servers, and running security tools. Mastering the command line is not optional in cybersecurity. It is essential. Whether you're a penetration tester, security analyst, incident responder, or system administrator, you need to be comfortable with Linux commands. So let's get right into it. First, you make sure your Ubuntu server virtual machine is running. If it is not, you can start it from VirtualBox here. So you select it and then you click start. Now it's coming up. Now the Ubuntu server is up and we are seeing a login prompt. What we need to do next is to type in our username. My username is Victor Akionde. Then I'll type in my password. Now I'm logged in. You can see that this is showing my username Victor Akionde. It's also showing the host name, which is the Ubuntu server, and my current directory indicated by the tilde sign, which means home directory. And we are seeing the dollar sign indicating that I'm a regular user. If you see a hash symbol there instead of dollar, that means you are root, that is the super user. Now let's start to practice some of the Linux commands that are essential for security. The first one we are going to try is who am I, and this command shows your current username. It is simple but useful when you are switching between different user accounts or when you've used sudo. Now let's see where we are in the file system. For that, we are going to type pwd, and this means print working directory. It shows the full path of your current location. Now you are seeing something like /home Victor Akionde. That is my home directory. Now let's see what is in that directory. To see that, we're going to use the command ls, and this lists files and directories in your current directory. Since we have a fresh installation, it is empty, but we can make the output more detailed. And to do that, you can type ls then -l. The -l, that is the L flag, means long format. This shows detailed information including permissions, owner group, size, and modification date. We can also see the hidden files too, and for that we are going to type ls then -la. So the A flag means all, including hidden files. Hidden files in Linux start with a dot. You can see files like .bashrc, .profile, and directories like ssh. These are configuration files. Now let's navigate the file system. To do that, we are going to type cd, then we can maybe use /, and this changes the directory to the root of the file system. Now we can type pwd, and you can see that we are now at the root, which is showing the /. This is the top level of the Linux file system, and everything starts from here. Now let's see what's here. We can type ls. Now you can see directories like bin, etc, home, var, that is var, tmp, usr, and others. These are standard Linux directories. Let's explore some important ones. So we can type cd then /etc. The etc directory contains system configuration files. And to see that, we can type ls, and now you can see many configuration files like passwd, group, shadow, ssh, apache2, and others. Now let's look at that of passwd. So we can type cat /etc /passwd. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. It should be etc, not ect /passwd. You might be wondering what the cat command does. The cat command displays the file contents. So if you want to see the contents in a file, you use the cat command. And now you can see all user accounts on the system because that is what the passwd file contains. Each line is representing a user with information like username, user ID, group ID, home directory, and shell. Now let's see the first 10 lines only. To see the first 10 lines only, we can use head /etc /passwd. Then you hit enter. And if you look at it from where I'm placing my mouse cursor down here, you can see that we are only seeing 10. Everything is white, so it might look confusing, but from here down here, you can see that I'm having only 10. I'm having from root down to news. So the command we just ran now, which is the head command, what it is showing us is just the first 10 lines by default. Now let us clear because we have a lot of things on our screen already. To do that, we are going to type clear, which is CLEAR. Now it has cleared our command line. To see a specific number of lines, I can type head-n, which is the n flag, 5/etc/pass.wd. Hit enter. And now you can see that this is only showing us the first 5 lines. Now to see the last 10 lines, let's clear this. For last 10 lines, we'll type tail/etc/pass.wd. And now we are seeing the last 10 lines of the file. The tail command shows the last 10 lines, and this is very useful for viewing the end of log files. So let's go back to our home directory. For us to go back, let's clear this first. So to go back to our home directory, we'll type cd then tilde sign and we hit enter. Now we are back to our home directory. Now that we are here, let's try to create some files and directories to practice. To create a directory, I can use make directory, which is mkdir, then I can say test. Now this creates a directory called test. So let's verify. To verify, we type ls and you can see the test directory there. Directories will be showing blue colors while files will be showing white colors. Now let's move into the test directory. So we can say cd test. Now we are in the text directory. So we can create a file. To create a file, we use the touch command. We say touch file1.txt. Now this touch command creates an empty file or updates the timestamp of an existing file. So let's create more files. We can say touch. So let's type touch file2.txt, file3.txt, and we can hit enter. Now the two files, that is file2.txt and file3.txt, have been created. So in total, we have 3 files inside this directory. And this is just how to create multiple files at once. So let's verify. We type ls, then -l. Now you can see 3 files. Let's put some content in a file. Let's say echo hello from Victor, the greater than sign, then file1.txt. Then you hit enter. The echo command prints text, and the greater than symbol redirects it to a file. Let's verify the content. To do that, we use cat file1.txt. Now you can see the text I wrote, which is hello from Victor. Let's now try to append more content. To do that, I can type echo. This is a greeting from the world best cybersecurity engineer. Then another double quote. Then I will now use 2 greater than sign. Then type the name of the file, file1.txt. Then hit enter. The 2 greater than signs or symbols append instead of overwriting. So let's verify what we've written. So let's say cat file1.txt. Now you can see hello from Victor. This is a greeting from the world best cybersecurity engineer, which means that we are seeing both lines. And that is the essence of using the 2 greater than sign symbols. Let's try to copy a file into another. To do that, we can say cp file1.txt, then file1_backup.txt, then enter. Oh, sorry, we made a mistake. This should be file1.txt, not comma. So .txt, then you hit enter. So let's see the content, ls, and you can see that we have 4 files now, which is file1 to file3.txt, and in addition to that, we have file1_backup.txt. And you can see that we didn't create the file1_backup.txt separately, maybe using touch command. When we use the cp command here, it automatically created the file itself. Now let's try to move or rename a file. To do that, we can use mv file2.txt and we can type renamed_file.txt. Hit enter. What the mv command does is that it moves or renames files. So we can type ls to see what we've done. And now you can see file_backup.txt, file1.txt, file3.txt, and our file2.txt has changed to renamed file.txt. So we can clear the screen so that we can see the next set of commands that we're going to type clearly. The next thing we want to do is to delete a file. To do that, we can use rm, then file3.txt. Hit enter, and to verify, type ls. Now you can see that we are not seeing our file3.txt again. It has been removed. You need to be very careful with rm command because there is no recycle bin in Linux. Let's try to create a nested directory structure. Let's first clear this. So to do that, we can use mkdir, then -p, dir1, that is directory 1, / directory 2, / directory 3, then hit enter. What the p flag does is that it creates parent directories as needed. So let's try to verify that. ls then -r. You can see that I'm using the -bigr, and what that does is that it is a flag that shows recursive listing, showing contents of subdirectories. Now you can see directory 1, and inside directory 1 we have directory 2, and inside directory 2 we have directory 3. Now let's try to search for files. To do that, we are going to use the find command. So we are going to use find, then dot. Then we can use the name flag, which is -name, then quotation *txt, then close the quotation and hit enter. The find command searches for files, and the dot after find means current directory. The name flag, that is the hyphen flag, specifies we are searching by name, and *txt means all files ending with .txt. Now you can see all the text files in the current directory and subdirectories. Let's now search for content inside files. To do that, we're going to use the grep command. Grep hello, then I can say file1.txt. Hit enter. And what the grep command does is that it searches for text patterns. So the command we just ran now would show us the line containing hello. And now you can see that it puts the hello in a red color. Instead of searching in a file, what if we want to search for hello in multiple files? Here is how to do that. You can type grep hello, then *.txt. Hit enter. What this does is that it searches all txt files for the word hello. And now you can see that inside file1_backup.txt, I'm seeing hello. Inside file1.txt, I'm seeing hello. We can clear this. The next thing we want to do is to see the disk usage. To do that, we use df, then the h flag, which is -h. The df command shows disk space usage. The h flag makes it human readable with units like gigabytes, that is GB, and megabytes, that is MB. And now you can see the result on the screen. Let's proceed to see the directory size. To see that, clear this first, then type du -sh. The du command shows disk usage of directories. The s flag, that is -s, means summary, and the h means human readable. Let's proceed to check the system memory, and for that we can type free -h, and this shows the RAM and swap usage in human readable format. Let's try to check the running processes by typing ps, then aux. And now you can see all the processes that are running. The AUS flags show all processes with detailed information. So we can clear this. Let's try to now see the processes in real time. For that, we can type top, and this is showing us a live view of running processes, the CPU usage, and the memory usage. And you can see that it is updating in real time. So to quit this, you can just press Q and then it gets quitted. Let's now check our network configuration. So let's clear this first. And to check network configuration, we can type IPA, and this is showing us all network interfaces and their IP addresses. You can look for ENP0S3, which is the number 2 here, or yours might be showing ETH0. And once you look at that section, you can see your IP address, which is the 10.0.2.15. Now let's test network connectivity. So let's clear this. To test the network connectivity, we can type ping -c, then 4 and google.com. So we are trying to ping Google, and the ping command tests network connectivity. The C and 4 flag sends only 4 packets, then stops. Let's now try to view the command history. So we can type clear and then type history to view command history. And now you can see all commands that we have typed. So far we have used about 72 commands, with history being the 72nd one. Another thing you can do if you want to clear your screen is to use Ctrl L, and then your screen gets cleared automatically. To get help in Ubuntu, you can type man ls. What the man command does is that it shows the manual page for a command. So to quit, you can just use Q and then it quits. So we can clear this. You can also use ls with --help, and then you hit enter, and this is showing you the brief help information. So let's go back to our home directory. So let's clear this. Then we type cd with our tilde sign, and now we are back to our home directory. So let's try to remove the test directory and everything in it. So to do that, we can type rm, then -rf, then test. The R flag means recursive, that is the -R. It means recursive, and what it helps us do is that it removes directories and their contents. The F flag means false, that is, we don't need any confirmation prompt, so we just want it to delete everything. So let's verify what we've deleted has gone. To verify that, we type ls, and you can see that the test directory is gone. So these are the essential Linux commands you need to know. And before we go, I have two challenge questions for you. The first one is, why is the rm-rf command considered dangerous? The second one is, what is the difference between cat and less commands? You can drop your answer in the comments. That's all for this lesson. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you so much, and see you in the next lesson.